Hi guys, just making an update video on these date palms grown from seed. So these are the biggest ones I have. They're the Phoenix dactylifera true date palms. The variety is a Medjool date palm. So the story behind these is that I purchased some date palms from the shop almost a year ago, and planted the seed pits in some soil, and they sprouted just about when summertime sort of started here in about, I think it was June, sort of May, June time. And at this stage right now, I want to say they are approximately 8 months old, 9 months old maybe. Now, it's really weird, the story behind these, because initially I started off with, I want to say maybe 15 of them. I have 4 plus 2 more, which was a bit smaller, so I thought I'd just leave out. So I have 6 at the moment, and yeah, there was almost 20. A lot of them sort of just died by themselves, sort of rotted away, or just sort of died. I'm not sure why or what happened. So these are the ones that were left. I'm assuming these are the stronger ones, and those ones had, weren't as strong. So, they're looking quite nice, super slow in terms of the growth. I mean, I'm quite impatient, but I just have been waiting, for the first sign of the pinnate leaf to come out of these. Yeah, it's around 1 leaf per month, roughly, give or take. Most of them over here have 5 fronds, 4 fronds with the 5th one coming out. This one's doing the best. It's got 5 fronds, and then right here, can't really see it, but it'll come to the angle there. Number 6 is coming out, which might be the pinnate one. I saw this one, which looks like it has a little bit of pinnation sort of starting there. The trunks are starting to get a bit thicker as well. Now, the theory behind palms in general, from at least what I read, is that the key to making them grow faster is literally water, just water mainly. So, as you can see, the soil is, literally very dry. Despite the fact that they were watered heavily, maybe, I want to say, 3 days ago. Now, from my experience with these palms, every time I've watered them, kept the soil moist, they've been growing very fast, and the speed of growth has increased. I think someone made a comment somewhere online that this was for a Canary Island date palm, but I think it applies to this same sort, any palms really. A palm that has been growing for sort of 80 years versus a palm that has grown in half time can look the same, depending on the amount of water and nutrition given to it. So I've given them all NPK fertilizer 2 months back. I noticed that you had this sort of issue happen where, you can't really see it, maybe if I can focus, but the leaves have got these little sort of orange circle spots on them. Same thing happened to the robustas that I had that were given the fertilizer. I think they may be too young at this stage to be given any fertilizer. No, I don't want to turn it around. You can't really see the roots, because palm trees are a bit weird in the way all of this soil is probably pretty much empty, and the roots are all coiled up in the last section sort of there, which is why it's probably best to plant them in deeper pots. I mean, with these particular plants, I'm just waiting for them to pinnate. Literally, it's currently end of February, and although I could put them outside, they won't really grow. Keeping them in the lights for another 2 months will mean that they can grow maybe 2-3 more fronds and get to that position where the first true leaf comes out. And it's kind of exciting waiting for that to happen, especially since this is my first time growing these from seed. I've made a video of one that I purchased at a larger size. What's really weird is there was like a small seedling which wasn't even one full frond. It must have been 3 inches. That was coming out of a container I have in a garden, and despite the freeze that we had and the snow and the -4, perfectly fine. So there's a lot of hope I have for these palms in terms of their success in our climate. I haven't really experienced the effects of heavy rainfall or large amounts of water. However, this year I'm going to try and experiment with that. I'm going to leave these, all 6 of them. I'm going to move them into slightly deeper pots, and then I'm going to put them in top on that little container that I have, whereby the roots can come down and go 4 feet down. And in the future, that will help them grow faster, and at the same time I can clip off the roots right at the ending there and move the pots if I have to. Like if they're left outside and for whatever reason they start to die, I can relocate them and save them. So yeah, I mean, this is an experiment. They normally what would happen is you grow it outside in the summer and probably leave it indoors by the windowsill in the winter. And from my experience, I do have some that are growing in the windowsill, and they do grow in the winter. It's just at a much slower rate. So what I'd recommend is, well, I mean, for the purpose of this experiment, these were planted, sort of since they were planted, they've been in good, optimum conditions in terms of lighting and nutrition. So they had, full summer, plus when summer ended about maybe September, October, I moved them straight to lights. So they've been growing non-stop. They haven't had a phase of dormancy. And I'm going to continue this to probably around June of this year. So that means, I'll make a video when they hit that 1 year mark exactly, so you can see how much or how fast the Medjool can grow in 1 whole year of continuous growth. Now, obviously, if you had grown these and kept them outside and then put them in a windowsill, they will still be growing, just not at this stage. Also, there is some variance. Like most of these are similar, like these 3 here. This one seems to be the superior one in terms of how fast the fronds are coming out, only by a small amount. And this one over here seems to be growing the longest fronds for some reason. These 3 are kind of same stage, and then that one just shooting out up there. I'm not sure why that is, but it's quite interesting. So I will make a video once it hits a year mark, and then you can sort of see, because my thinking is, and I could be wrong, that from the time you plant the seed, and if you give it continuous growth for a year, then 1 year will be enough for the pinnate leaves, the true leaves, to form. Now, the only caveat to that is that, I mean, it depends on if you have an LED setup and if you can do that. But yeah, it's just really interesting. Just do a quick little zoom in on some of the leaves. These are one of the first sort of seeds I planted by myself. Around the time I planted the mango seeds, and everything was amazing. It was like an oasis of growth till the damn scale insects or spider mites or whatever the hell it is sort of decimated the growth, and it was sort of like that in terms of growth, and then this hit rock bottom. And now it's just like they can't grow because they keep getting eaten by, or the sap gets sucked out. And then I've noticed with my Canary Island date palms, they get mold on the leaves, they go black, and that's why I've had to turn off this grow room. It's empty right now. Just have the mangoes in there because it's too cold to take them out. It's a shame, really. I would have had so much more growth in even the mango trees. They would have been at least, the mango trees would have been easily 5 feet tall by now, I think. I'm growing really fast before the incident took place. So yeah, I would really, if you are interested in growing some date palms yourself and you are a bit impatient like me, I just thought I'd make a video just to give you a sort of perspective into growing these palms. If you plant the seed sort of now, in sort of early spring, and then they will sprout. They sprout, really fast. I think maybe 3-4 weeks, compared to other palms that can take longer, like Bismarckia and Jubea and such. So thing is, once you plant those seeds and once you keep them out in the summer, one thing I did notice is, for whatever reason, they kind of grew a bit slow. Like, I think they only ever grew maybe, like if you take this one as an example, I think it only had sort of these 2 leaves as an example, so 1.5 or maybe 2 fronds. That was all it grew in the whole summer. Granted, it wasn't in the most sunny spot, but it was in a, and this is why I kept them in a greenhouse. I'm sure they would have grown slower because I had a different variety of palm. I can't remember the name now, but it was similar sort of variety, and that one literally grew nothing. I mean, 1 frond maybe, and that was in the greenhouse. So I'm a bit concerned and positive at the same time to see how they do. I'm not gonna keep them in the greenhouse because once they pinnate, it wouldn't fit in the situation that I have going on. So yeah, that's that really. This video is a bit longer than I anticipated, but there you go. Why don't you guys have a go at growing your own date palm seeds, and then within a year or 2 you'll have really nice specimens that you can keep indoors, or bring them in during winter. There you go. Thanks for watching, guys, and please subscribe.